Take two. Take that, you son of a rye. All right, here it is. It's season 6, episode 2. We completely freaking messed up the last one. We're starting over. It's all good. It's a new year. Namaste. Namaste. Drinking rye is what I'm going to be doing because it's Rye January. I think it's going to stick. I really do. Hopefully this is working. I think we figured it out. It's part of the technical difficulties that we live with. But folks, here we are. We've got your rye cocktail because I know, just like me, you're 20 days into drinking rye every day, and I'm proud of all of you for doing that. We're almost done. I've got your rye cocktail tonight. Oh, it's an oldie. It's over 100 years old. We got it inside. Blue Monkey Quarantina. Come on. Only business, monkey business. Well, and technical difficulties and all that other stuff. I don't know. It's... Oh, all right. Wait. All right. We're really having fun now, aren't we?
This is not neat.
I know.
There we are.
Oh my gosh. All right, here's the deal. Whether it's working or not, we're going through with it. It's season 2. It's episode 6. Apparently, we have to reboot the entire house because of the cold weather. And folks, if it's choppy, I apologize. But we're going to get through this, right, Shelby?
Yep.
All right, season 2, episode 6. Here's your cocktail tonight. It's the Quarantine Ward 8. We're doing it as part of Rye January. You know, we're bringing you a rye cocktail every week. Hopefully you've been doing one every day, a little sip of rye. Apparently that's what you have to do in January. I don't know how people do it, you know, but it's a thing. I mean, it's a thing. I hear people all is it right?
Yep, we're good.
Are we good now? Ish?
Seem to be.
Better?
Yep.
Hey, can we do an olive?
Can you let the producer get to the point?
Oh my goodness. I mean, she's
working
got
on
one
things.
job. It's falling apart and, you know. Anyway, have an olive. Olives always help solve everything. So, you ready for this? We're going back over 100 years. I'm bringing you a classic cocktail. So here's what's funny. New York, they got their Manhattan. San Francisco, they've got their Pisco Sour, right? New Orleans, they got Sazerac. But guess what? The Ward 8, Boston. That's right. We're going to Boston.
Your cousin from Boston.
Exactly. Your cousin from Boston bringing you a cocktail from over 100 years ago. And here's what's fun. Last episode 2 weeks ago, don't keep up with the math. It doesn't matter. We did the filibuster. We did politics. And for some reason, we're doing politics again. The Ward 8 is a cocktail that was because of politics. So I have kicked this cocktail around for about 100 years. For a long time. Every time I think I want to do a rye cocktail, this one, I always come back as I research in my 8 minutes I come to, and I've never made it. And I don't know why, because it's got great ingredients. And I think I don't know, the history maybe threw me a little bit. It's pretty clean, simple history. Here's the deal. So what we're talking about is we're talking about elections, all right? We're talking about Boston elections.
Your cousin from Boston.
In 1898, your cousin from Boston happened to be Martin Lomasny. So Lomasny was huge in politics. And he is at this point already won several things. And they believe it's the eve of the election. He's going to become senator for Massachusetts. They're throwing a celebration already. I mean, they're already celebrating the fact that he's going to win. And some folks there asked the bartender to create a celebratory drink. And this is what he comes up with. The bar they're at is called the Lock Ober. And this bar This bar goes back actually 20 years before 98, so that's 1878. Only closed in like 2012. That's an old bar.
Wow.
But they claim fame to this. How did they come up with the name Ward 8? So basically, he was the guru. He ran Ward 8. That's where his politics started. And somebody shouted out, "This is to Ward 8." It became the Ward 8 cocktail, but it was all for him. What is it, Paul? Just make the damn drink. I know. It's been a rough episode. So basically, imagine a whiskey sour and the tequila sunrise have a baby. I know. You're scared, aren't you?
I am now.
All right. Well, anyway, if they had that baby, it would be very spicy. And it would become the Ward 8. Not the Ward of the 8, but it would be the Ward 8. And it's a great little cocktail. We're going to make it right now. Here it is. It's not a tough one.
Oh, that worked.
Did it work?
Yeah.
So we got stuff working. All right. A little bit of ice. We're coming in. It's Rye January, so you know we're starting with rye. Oh, isn't that a fun sound?
It is.
Only because I'm a fan. New riff, you're still tops in our book, so we're starting with some new riff. 2 ounces per. So that's 1 for me, 1 for Shelby. How's that? Then turning around, and a whiskey sour would normally have lemon juice, and we do have lemon juice. The difference is on this cocktail, I forgot one more thing. God bless it. We'll do it different. Normally you would have about an ounce of lemon juice. This is only calling for half an ounce of lemon juice per, so it'll be 1 ounce total. So that's what we're doing. So there's part of it. Here's another part of it. So there it is. All right. That's half an ounce each, 1 ounce total. And then the other side, and this is where it becomes a bit of a tequila sunrise, we are going with orange juice. Half an ounce as well. So basically it's a little bit of a riff. And we're going to do, that's 1 ounce total. In case you're keeping track at home, half and a half, that's 1. Not quite there. Don't pour yet, Paul. That wasn't a half an ounce yet. There we go. So 1 ounce total. And then your sweetener, smells good, doesn't it? Your sweetener is going to be, instead of simple syrup, Grenadine. Basically pomegranates. That's pomegranate syrup. It's not cherry. And it's 2 bar spoons, 2 teaspoons. 1 and 2. Shelby, our producer, has left the room. That's scary because we probably need her. Oh, I know where you're going. I hope you saw them on there, didn't you? Oh my gosh. So we have a connection, a mind meld, if you will. She realizes the ingredient that I forgot, and she saw it sitting out, and she has wandered off, not aimlessly. She's wandered off to gather our last garnish, which will secretly appear on the bar in 3, 2, 1, boom. Anyway, give this a good shake. Then, of course, these should have been chilled, but since our house is only about 50 degrees in the war room, everything's chilled right now, so this works out well.
That's the reason why those ingredients are upstairs.
Yeah.
In a warm bath.
So here we are. We're coming in. So it's described as a rosy colored cocktail, which I see. Then, of course, because it's 1898, and we're preventing scurvy and all things as such, Emergency Martin Lomasny, also part contributor to the, no, he had nothing to do with Emergency, but we're going to give him a little credit. A little Emergency on top. Saving lives. Actually, the garnish is cherries. Come in. We're going to get one. Ha 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 ha. Two cherries. All right. We'll need a couple little cocktail sticks. Don't mind me.
They can see in your magic drawer.
They can see in my drawers?
Oh.
That seems awkward. There they are. Not my drawers, but my cherry. Which it sounds, that's just getting worse. I'm going to try to clean that up. Folks, there it is. That is a Ward 8 quarantine style cocktail. Now, it's supposed to be amazing, but we're going to find out. Smells delicious. Rye, obviously. Forward. Oh, yes. Great cocktail. So it's interesting. Again, it's pretty boozy because of the rye. It's so strong. It's not as sour as a whiskey sour, partly because that citric, that acid, we're cutting it in half with orange juice. So it's actually a sweeter version of a whiskey sour. But yet it's got that spice because of the rye. I'm coming around. Give this a little cheers in the camera. Let everybody see how pretty it is. Chink, chink. Give that a try. How good is that?
Oh, that's delicious.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I'm not a whiskey sour fan.
That's fantastic. So there it is, the Ward 8. Been waiting for that for a long time. So here's some interesting little side facts about it. This drink was made as a celebratory drink for Lomasny for winning. Never had it. Never drank it. He was a teetotaler. He was a prohibitionist and actually never drank. So the drink in his honor, most likely he never even had it. Now there's some other holes in this drink too, because there's a lot of different recipes, but everybody always says that it was Grenadine that was in it. This drink, made in 1898, Grenadine really didn't become popular till the early 1900s, pre-Grenadine. So there's a little hole there. Not that you couldn't get it, but it wasn't well known. Anyway, there's also a lot of stories about Lomasny as a politician. There's some good stories and bad stories about him. So he has been called a mattress voter. If you ever want to know what that is, I had to learn this term. A mattress voter. He would bring in homeless people and put them up in mattresses in little shelters, just so they could vote while they were there in Ward 8. He was also known to fill out ballots ahead of time and give them to people to turn in. So there was some stuff, but overall, he was actually afterwards known as the Boston Mahatma, as in the great soul, because he did so many wonderful things for all the people in Boston, Ward 8 specifically.
Your cousin from Boston.
So, and what's funny is he gave a lot of family and friends, including from Boston.
Your cousin from Boston.
His cousin from Boston. A lot of jobs. So, anyway, Boston loved the man. And anyway, so this cocktail has really fallen out of favor. You won't see it many places unless you go to Boston, and there's obviously some places that will carry it. Just ask your
cousin from Boston.
He'll tell you all about it. But it is becoming a bit of a trend. But I will tell you this, in 1934, so this is right after Prohibition, this was Esquire's one of their top 10 cocktails in the country. That's all we had. This was a rough one tonight. Not the cocktail. The cocktail's amazing. But we're smooth now? Is it working?
We are neat now.
Now we're neat. Now we're neat. Folks, it's almost the end of Rye January, so for goodness sakes, get it together. 21. It's 21. There's only 10 more days.
Gosh.
We're in the final. It's the top 10 countdown of rye until the end of January. So next week, Sunday, we'll have your last rye cocktail of the month from our show. You'll still have a few more days.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Figure. I know. We got stuff, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Hey, worst case, we'll just be neat.
We will be neat. We have a celebration too.
I don't even know what that is,
Yeah.
but all right, folks, there it is. I hope you've enjoyed this scattered and broken show.
This untidy.
Oh my gosh, so untidy. Is this how it's going to work all of 2024?
I don't know. You invited it in.
I invited it in. Well, it's not like I was brought in my family or my cousin from Boston.
But didn't you?
Your cousin from Boston.
All right, folks, we are out. Go enjoy Award 8. Easy cocktail. Go make one. Go enjoy. Love you all. Cheers next week. All that stuff. We're out.